Out with the green tidal wave and in with the most undervalued AI play on planet Earth.
The market reaction we're seeing in Tesla today, it's pretty extreme. How much of this is because Elon Musk tried to pivot to this idea of Robotaxi and then couldn't deliver because he had to delay the whole event?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's sharp.
So I have to take a moment here. I mean, did she just... I have to hear that again. I'm just trying to compare reality to what we just heard from Doomberg.
How much of this is because Elon Musk tried to pivot to this idea of Robotaxi and then couldn't deliver because he had to delay the whole event?
Yeah, I mean...
Right, so... Tesla's been actively working on autonomy for almost a decade. Fact check true. The culmination of which will be the unveiling of a dedicated vehicle specifically designed for autonomy. No steering wheel, no pedals, likely and completely reimagined interior. The narrative we just heard from Doomberg, if I'm interpreting it correctly, is that Tesla, on a whim, just decided to suddenly start pursuing autonomy. But now they've had a major setback because the unveil of the autonomous vehicle at the end of nearly a decade of work has been delayed by like 2 months. Huh?
I mean, I think it sharpens the knives between the bulls and the bears. Because the bears will argue gross margins missed, price cuts continue to happen, and lower ASPs. But in my opinion, this story is about AI, robotaxi, robotics. And really, actually, a price stabilization that's happening. And I think demand that ultimately is starting to turn the corner in China.
AI, autonomy, robots? He's right. We are seeing the narrative shift in real time. Now, regarding quote-unquote demand, as I mentioned trillions of times, at least, maybe quintillions by now, the automotive industry itself is extremely cyclical. Add to that absurd interest rate increases, unprecedented rises in relative terms out of nowhere, massive challenges with affordability, and the shocks from the scamdemic, the fascist shutdowns, the supply chain challenges, the price of new and used vehicles soaring temporarily and now plunging, meaning the price of used vehicles now is many tens of percentages lower than it was 12, 18 plus months ago. Plus, companies trying to produce electric vehicles and realizing they can't compete with Tesla, so selling them and losing $100,000 plus on these things, and a flood of extremely cheap, not great, but cheap vehicles on the market, not sustainable, but certainly not helpful to Tesla. All of these factors together, a confluence of headwinds. Suddenly, most analysts, most in the finance media just became obsessed with Tesla's automotive business and ignored literally everything else, and also assumed that this was a Tesla-specific challenge as opposed to market-wide. It appears that investors are starting to realize that the challenges within the automotive market are not just confined to Tesla, and possibly they've also realized that, wait a minute, if it's tough to sell electric vehicles at premium prices today, and more consumers are buying electric vehicles, which means less and less internal combustion engine vehicles are going to sell, does that mean that legacy automotive manufacturers are fucked and headed to bankruptcy? Well, Ford stock having its worst day since the financial crisis in 08-09, down not far off 20% today. What a disaster for Ford. Here's a peek at their electric vehicle business. Volume down 23%, as opposed to Tesla, which people are crying, oh, it's kind of flat. Ford, electric vehicle sales, volume down 23%. Revenue down 37%. Remember, Tesla just posted their biggest ever quarterly revenue as a company, not just for their vehicles, including storage, blah, blah, blah. So Ford, electric vehicles, their only hope of surviving in the future. Revenue on that segment down 37%, volume down 23%. EBIT loss flat. They lost a mere $1.1 billion. First half losses for Ford in their EV business now, $2.5 billion lost. Now, I'm not very good at math, but let's assume that this holds steady. That would be about $5 billion lost for the full year on this business. Ford, by the way, who had a chance, very early head start with an electric pickup truck, the F-150 Lightning, to outpace, compete, and leverage the existing loyal brand customers for the F-150 versus the Cybertruck, which, by the way, remember Tesla on their earnings call disclosed that they believe that Cybertruck will be profitable in and of itself later this year, definitely by end of this year. And in case you don't know, the rest of Tesla's electric vehicle business is very profitable already. Cybertruck, a slight drag. So riddle me this. If Ford are still losing many tens of thousands of dollars per electric vehicle sold in 2024 throughout the year, the more of them they sell, the more they lose. If that's true, and it seems to be the case. Meanwhile, Tesla, out of absolutely nowhere, has suddenly ramped production on their doorstop on wheels that everyone thought was a joke, except it wasn't, which is, by the way, already selling way more units per pick your time frame, day, week, month, quarter, than Ford's flagship electric pickup truck, the F-150 Lightning. On a scale of 1 to 10, how fucked is Ford? And the answer is 100. But the main reason for bringing up this slide, I mean, I don't want to kick a struggling company who are imminently headed for bankruptcy when they're down, but I will, was just to emphasize the fact that it ain't easy selling vehicles, in particular, premium priced vehicles in the United States and other places right now. So this isn't confined to Tesla. I think the market is finally starting to realize, oh wait, the automotive industry itself and the sky-high interest rates, oh, I thought Tesla just had no demand and the competition finally came. No. And with that said, I do again just want to remind everybody what we heard moments ago from Dan Ives. I think what he said was, who gives a fuck about Tesla's automotive business anyway, you idiots? It's really about AI, autonomy, robotaxis, and humanoid robots. And he's right. Again, when scaled, autonomy itself is going to dwarf Tesla's entire electric vehicle and energy business in terms of revenue, profits, you name it. And then once fully scaled, humanoid robots are going to make all of that look like a rounding error.
So for me, I'm actually more bullish today on the Tesla autonomous robotaxi story than 24 hours ago because you got the date. I think outlined maybe what I believe is going to be sort of the prototype, and actually pretty bullish on where they expect to actually start to see a dent. He said later this year, I think potentially into next year.
All right, we have a date for the event, which is October 10th, but we don't have a date for when things actually get going. And he's notorious for kind of pushing things off into the future. In the meantime, Tesla doesn't have enough of a lineup to really get people to come in and buy its existing cars. So what does
By the way, she has a great point, which is why the Model Y was not the world's best-selling vehicle last year, nor is it on track to be the world's best-selling vehicle this year. Good point. Never mind Tesla confirming that production of a new line of vehicles, more affordable, begins next year. Yep, great point there. Doomberg, please tell us more.
Tesla do until the robotaxis really trickle down to the bottom line?
So you go back 3 months ago, obviously stock's 140, the bears thing is going sub 100. Look where it is today. So the point is, the reason we are where we are today is investors are now starting to recognize the AI story. I think Tesla is the most undervalued AI play out there. We think AI
Shockingly, I agree.
alone could be worth $1 trillion to the name, as also this name is stabilizing from a demand and pricing perspective.
I'm going to ask you what Elon Musk has been asking users on X. Should he invest through Tesla $5 billion in XAI?
We've said it, we've talked about publicly, this is a no-brainer. Because to me, it's all about Tesla further and further doubling down on the AI story. And I think that's what investors want to see. I have never, from the beginning, viewed Tesla as an auto company. I view it as a disruptive technology name. But that's why, look, the bears are going to come out today. They definitely on the margin miss. That's why the stock's down. But I believe we sit here weeks, months from now, and investors now start to focus more and more on 1010.
Now, while I understand Dan's point, personally, as a Tesla retail investor, I don't really give a flying fuck about their Robotaxi event because I already know what's going to happen. I'll spoil the whole event for you right now. Tesla goes, hey guys, here's a dedicated Robotaxi built on our unboxed manufacturing system, the modular manufacturing system, meaning we can make a fuckload of these really fast in a small factory footprint and automate a lot with Optimus humanoid robots in the future, meaning they'll be cheap to make and fast to make from a small footprint. Oh, and while we're at it, here's a couple of variations. Maybe there's a 2-seater and or a 4, 5 or 6-seater, plus maybe even a higher density vehicle, 8, 10, 12-seater as well. Oh, and we'll also be making vehicles to sell to consumers on this same platform. Oh, and we're definitely going to be launching a Tesla ride-hail app, but we already told you about that. So in other words, and there's nothing new here except now you can see a shiny picture. No, I don't actually mean picture, I mean a physical product that we already told you we were going to have, but now you can see it with your own eyes. Who fucking cares? P.S. Entering production with these dedicated robotaxis, ASAP. That's the whole event spoiled right there. We already know what we're in store for, which is Tesla unveiling a product we already know is coming, variations on said product which we already know is coming, and confirming, yes, we will in fact be awakening a fleet of robotaxis, plus building dedicated robotaxis, and there will be a Tesla ride-hail app. Cool story, bro. But in fairness to Dan, at this point, the average Tesla investor, which is heavily weighted by institutional investors with a lot of cash and not very much common sense, they're petrified of even considering the implications of Tesla robotaxis until they see a fucking vehicle before their very eyes. And ideally, Tesla telling them some numbers they can put in their spreadsheets. So it's certainly possible that the narrative on Tesla may shift quite dramatically after this event, or, in usual fashion, the stock might implode after this event. They may in fact continue to wait on the sidelines until Tesla starts printing billions of dollars from robotaxis and then suddenly go, oh shit, Oh, they actually are going to print billions of dollars from these things after all. Quick, I better rush and put that in my spreadsheet now that I know that it's going to happen, because I couldn't see this ahead of time because I don't have any balls or any brains, because that's my job. So, in short, I've already spoiled the Robotaxi event. I mean, I look forward to coming back and revisiting my predictions and going, hey guys, remember I told you this was going to happen and that's what happened, and we already knew this was going to happen, so why did Tesla stock suddenly have a reaction or not? Hello? But Dan is definitely right in terms of Tesla not really being valued accurately in terms of its AI capability and its future. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 is awesome. I've been taking it daily now for more than 3 years. It's a great way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's packed full of vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients. Plus, has prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens to improve gut health, regularity, and help your body handle stress. I'm always looking for an edge to help me feel and perform my best, which is why I haven't missed a day of AG1 for more than 3 years. And I haven't missed a daily video in more than 3 years. Must be a coincidence, right? Just try it and see how you feel. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. But don't take my word for it. This is what viewers of the channel had to say after trying AG1. I feel like I have a lot more energy since I started on AG1. By the way, viewer, that makes 2 of us. On to the next. Just got my AG1 in the mail. Legit feeling the effects after day 3. This viewer's been taking AG1 for 8 months and says, what an investment. Another. 3 months ago, I started AG1 and have been enjoying the evenness of alertness and energy that lasts the day. I just started the wife on it too. Are you convinced yet? I mean, hey, it's worth trying, right? Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR, or I can keep going. Plenty more to come. This viewer, after about a month on AG1, definitely a lack of fatigue in the afternoon. Pleasant side effect is that my coffee intake has imploded and is almost down to 0. One more? Yeah, why not? I honestly feel younger and will be continuing to use AG1. This stuff really is crazy good. I didn't think it would be, but this stuff is awesome. It really is what everyone is saying. One more? Don't mind if I do. I've just received my 3rd month supply. I've drank it every day. I have so much energy throughout most of the day. I'm productive, started a new business, started socializing, refurbished a boat. It's no coincidence. Thank you for your persistence, your integrity, and your insights. Now look, these are not my words. These are not my testimonials. This is what you guys and girls are saying. Maybe it's 100% placebo effect. But even if that's the case, I think it's money well spent. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. If you're still skeptical, hey, I don't blame you. Everyone on the planet seems to be promoting AG1 now, but guess what? They weren't nearly 3 years ago when I had this to say privately to my Patreon audience before there was a relationship, when I was asked about what I was doing for my health, energy, and so on. Just sharing my genuine, honest thoughts about a product I'd recently discovered that was at the time called Athletic Greens, now AG1. If I could only recommend one supplement to take, Athletic Greens, and I'm not getting paid to say this, Athletic Greens is a fucking game changer. I cannot believe how effective this is. No longer having a lack of energy in the afternoons. It's fucking amazing. There's only one thing to recommend seriously. Try Athletic Greens. You won't go back. So obviously, just like Elon Musk is a liar, a fraud, a con man, a scammer, a fake engineer, and Tesla's going bankrupt, you shouldn't trust that guy from about 3 years ago who, without any financial incentive, was promoting this product to his audience on Patreon when they were asking about health and what he's doing for supplements. Because obviously, there was some other reason he recommended that, obviously. Not sure what it was, but don't trust that guy. And all the testimonials, like my mental game has improved with AG1. I feel better than ever. I'm so impressed I've bought it for both my parents. I feel more focused and have better digestion. Incredible difference. No more afternoon fatigue. It's relieved gut issues. These are all just obviously fake testimonials from fake people. Right? Wrong. Just try it. Unless you hate yourself. If you hate yourself and you don't even want to risk possibly feeling better, this is not for you. But for everyone else, what's the worst that could happen? Try it for a month. See how you feel. It's a no-brainer. Just click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR. You'll get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 and K2 plus 5 travel packs. And you'll take the colossal risk that maybe you might have a similar experience to some of the people whose testimonials we've read in this video.